Good morning, everyone. So, respected dignitaries on the dais, delegates, faculty members, and my dear students. First of all, I really heartily welcome to all the guests present here, and of course, my students who really have worked hard for this conference. But this conference is really very important because we are discussing on a very important aspect about GDKP. Now, what this GDKP is all about, I am going to tell you in this my speech. So, the topic for the international conference is Innovation and Index Reality, where we are discussing an emphasis on the new metrics for the wealth and health of the nation. And we are talking about gross domestic knowledge product of India. Moving further, because this idea is propounded by Professor Umberto Salfazzo, who is from the University of Southern California, with Professor Zev Cole of Center of Digital Future and Annenberg School of University of Southern California. They spent 17 years tracking digital development across the globe. Professor Zev Cole, along with Professor Salfazzo, make the GDKP one of their top priorities. It is Professor Salfazzo's long and fruitful relationship with India that has led the efforts to begin the calculation of GDKP with India. As per their understanding, GDKP has global implication for the world and strong implication for India in understanding the progress of knowledge and learning. Since this idea is propounded by Professor Salfazzo and he has presented to Niti Aayog, so the chairman of Niti Aayog and CEO of Niti Aayog, Shri Amitabh Kantji, and the vice chairman Dr. Rajiv Kumar, who was the first supporter GDKP economic model, he also praised the knowledge intensity of any economy that may well define as the future prospect or growth prosperity and specialty in this modern digital world, which include artificial intelligence and deep learning. He, along with CEO of Niti Aayog, emphasized on that GDKP is a revolutionary step, and there is no doubt that from an economic point of view, the decades we are about to live will be dominated by K factor. Now, what is this K factor? I'll explain. Namely, the knowledge impact on wealth, politics and security, and therefore quantifying the wealth K of a country in global economic term, and that was never done, is a decisive functional tool of the government. Now, I'm sure everybody, we are talking since many days about GDKP. So what this GDKP is all about and how this GDKP is going to be the economic factor for our country and how this is the modern economy. So the GDKP measure a nation growth and future through four basic pillars. Now what these pillars are? The first is knowledge, which identify the both modern and local distinct culture knowledge item in distinct category. So India is full of knowledge, and of course we have a distinct culture also. So how these distinct culture knowledge items in distinct category will identify the modern and economic. The second is country knowledge product matrix, which is the comparison of knowledge produced by the government, private institution and household as a differentiated way to impact on the GDP. Third is country knowledge user metrics, the value of knowledge bought by individual and private companies as a way to measure their modernization efforts. The last one is cost of learning, similar to the cost of living, to be used as a political reference for government budgeting decisions through education, family bonds, education credit card, etc. to support young citizens. Now, how we define GDKP in Indian economy or in Indian context? So, the value of objects that are considered standard knowledge item, which include production of newspapers, school, patent, teaching, and a wide range of digital item. We are living in the digital world. We are living in digital economy. So, the value of specific knowledge item related to national culture, which include reflection of culture and religious teaching like yoga, Veda and dance, religious festival and harvest festivals. So the diffusion of knowledge item within the total population as a tool to evaluate future growth. The multiple effects of digital knowledge distributor on the population over a time through I'm sure this concept is really going to be in the head because we are continuously talking about how this GDKP can enhance the economy of our country. So the comparison of knowledge and the value of knowledge bought by individual as a measure of individual perception of modern way to produce wealth. The value of knowledge acquired by private companies as a way to measure their modernization efforts, which is reflected in the country knowledge user metrics. The cost of learning for individual as a political reference for government budgeting decisions to support young citizens. The cost of investing in knowledge for sectors of the economy as a government budgeting decisions to fair fiscal policy to modernize a country. Now, what would be the outcome of GDKP? Since for next 2 days we are going to discuss about GDKP only. So how and what this GDKP will enhance and what would be the outcome of GDKP. So where we are adding K as a knowledge factor. So knowledge is by far the most strategic element for globalization in the information technological revolution and digital economy. GDKP contribute to a country knowledge, appreciating potential economic growth, and it create a total new risk evaluation of international financing useful for World Bank and other big financial institutions. Now I am coming to the main point that what would be the role of IMS Noida as to implement this GDKP, to modernize or maybe to float across the country about GDKP. So what would be the IMS vision as a this modern management? So to be a world-class institution transforming millions of young lives through quality-based education with focus on management and technology, leading to development of human resource, knowledge, innovation, entrepreneurship and research. We also focus on to impart vibrant, innovative and global education to make IMS the world leader in terms of excellence in education and research. Now on this occasion, I would really be very, very happy to announce IMS institution as a knowledge management hub for GDKP India. So GDKP India Center at IMS as the knowledge management hub of India, which would be the center of all management policies of knowledge. And as we all know that knowledge in the internet era or digital world is becoming the most traded goods. Knowledge is being outsourced in this global and digital world. I want to make IMS as a knowledge management hub, and I feel proud to say that I want to be the person that create this center to manage the circulation of knowledge, and we are the first one to do this conference in the entire world. So I'm really, really proud of this. That is why I like GDKP India at IMS, and I want GDKP India become the hub of managing circulation of K factors in India. So me and my organizing team feel very proud to launch the idea of making GDKP India at IMS the hub of management of knowledge, and we want to promote use of knowledge for school, for government and for firm. So you see any firm think that stats make economy and does not understand that it is exactly the other way round. It is the economy that makes stats. If stats would make economy, the world would still be in Paleolithic age. Railroad in USA would never appear. Highways would never be made. GDKP India would be discarded because it cannot find some numbers. I can't believe GDKP India is the main road to activate hundreds of millions of Indians into the workforce. Think of the index of cost of learning. How powerful is the idea? How powerful is the idea of digitization of all illiterate? To fight to protect GDKP India, and I'm sure we'll make it, and India deserves that. Billions of people daily exchange messages. Knowledge is not anymore just the enlist type created by special structure and make circulated in special structures. Knowledge now is produced also by common people and circulate by common people. So now the formula of GDKP, which has been propounded by Professor Salfaso, is mass of people that get access to internet. We are already living in digital world. We are already living in the internet world, but then mass of people has to have the get access of internet. Time, which is the knowledge item that must circulate, and velocity. Velocity is the number of exchanges in 1 unit of time. So given this formula, I think it would be extremely important to speed up the circulation of knowledge in the global and digital world, which is the future too. Formula also suggests here that future knowledge-based economy will be preferred over product-based economy. So, my dear student, you must be very careful about how this knowledge-based economy will overpower the product-based economy. And we are discussing for these 2 days, coming 2 days, about the same thing. So to increase the wealth of the country, we not only have to increase the knowledge, but we have to make it circulate faster and with more people. So that is the first step we are going to take at IMS Noida, that we want to circulate this information to the masses that what all GDKP is about. So this is very management important goal, how we make circulation faster and with more people and make GDKP India as the vision of the government, as well as IMS is instrumental in making this vision into realities. We want to make the first knowledge management hub of GDKP India, and I really thank you to all the participants who are present here, all the guests who have been present on the dais and off the dais. I'm really happy that we are going to discuss on this subject, and of course in the preceding session we'll be discussing more about this concept and we'll come to a conclusion that how this GDKP India is going to be the modern economy of the world. Thank you so much.